Okay, it's all fine and dandy. We've been talking about tacos and drinking and everything, but it's about time to get to a big announcement.
Thank you.
Big announcement.
I am not drunk enough for this.
Oh boy.
Great announcement.
Did you invite the ringmaster?
We did. We thought, why have one drunk lead character when you can have two? No.
Unless the big announcement is that suddenly you got really old.
I've had a makeover. Yes, I've been clipped and dipped. I've been squeezed and tweezed. I've been plucked and tucked, and I'm ready to be entertaining.
Woo!
How horrific to see you, children. It's marvelous. We're in the big house. How lovely, the Long Beach Terrace Theater. There's a lot of ghosts in here. I can feel them. Before we get into my story, let's thank our presenters. Are you having a good Midsummer scream? Yes, children. Let's thank the divine executive director, David Markland. Where are you, David? You naughty boy. Let's thank the remarkable and irascible Mr. Rick West.
Woo!
Yeah. And the lovely jazzy Joanna Artolano. And their amazing creative team. Let's give them a big Midsummer scream, shall we? Oh my, turn the house lights down. That's truly horrifying. Oh, I'm next to my boyfriend, Steve Sheldon.
It's always a pleasure.
Oh, look, children, it's the Ringmaster Sippy Cup.
Woo! Yeah!
Available at Dog Harbor.
Real monsters drink straight from the bottle these days.
I have my special elixir in here. It's a mix of prune juice and Viagra. I don't know if I'm coming or going. Let's hope the latter doesn't happen tonight. What are we talking about? You have no idea what we have in store for you.
We were going to get to the big announcement. Are you ready?
Yes, here I am.
Okay. Oh.
Hey! One meeting. Sit down.
Oh, Captain Dream.
You are not a big announcement.
All right, here we go. You ready? Big announcement time. Yeah, we got another
Oh,
car.
the meat locker! Another bar!
Okay.
That's when we first met, Captain. Remember?
I feel like that was an underwhelming reveal. Try that again.
It's a pretty cool bar.
Yes, that's when I met
Introduce
you.
it again.
Here it goes. The meat locker.
Woo!
What?
Yeah!
Is that more dramatic?
It's a better bar than any of the others. You want to know why?
Why?
It's 9 degrees. It's a nice bar.
Ooh!
Sounds like a sausage fest.
Yeah!
No, well, meat locker, maybe.
Right.
Well, Captain, that's where we first met, remember? Our eyes met across the room. I was doing a little show called Dancing in the Bars. And I met the captain. Our eyes met. He crossed the room, and he had the most original line. I've heard them all, children. But he said, "Will you kiss my starfish?" And believe me, I was willing.
You and I have very different recollections of that moment.
Charity, for God's sake, steal this back. What is the meat locker guest experience? What do you guys do?
So basically what you do is you can have a vodka tasting experience. And the best way to drink vodka is in a frozen meat locker, of course. So it's 9 degrees. We'll give you a parka so that you can stay warm just long enough to enjoy some amazing vodka. And then, if you can find your way through the bar, to the bar, and then back out, you can enjoy the rest of Dark Harbor too.
Let's tell them a little bit about what Dark Harbor is really going to be about beyond all these bars, shall we?
Thank you!
You know, children, I encourage all of you to party responsibly. I don't encourage the use of drugs or alcohol, unless I'm invited. No, truly, we're very tolerant at Dark Harbor, but no one likes a bellicose, belligerent guest. So will you promise me you'll leave a positive social imprint?
Yeah!
Yes? And you'll call the Ubermobile? Although I much prefer a lift.
Oh my God, you're talking to a Dark Harbor crowd. You use too many words with 2 syllables.
No, well, I will tell you, we are very inclusive at Dark Harbor. We like the straighties, the bendies, and especially the twisted. we like the LGBT IAQVCXYZ. We have something for everybody.
Speaking of something for everybody, how about something that's just for the die-hard fans, the best maze that there is at Dark Harbor?
Dead Rise is the best maze?
Absolutely. You wanna take it outside?
No, I do not.
Because I'll go outside. Because I need to pee. Okay. Dead Rise.
Yeah.
That's where you find me. Lurking. What's happening at Dead Rise?
Dead Rise is here, and as it is every year, we reimagine the entire maze. It's an entirely new path. It's been recreated, more monsters, more scares. There is a 2-story water feature that we can't tell you too much about, but you'll certainly know about it once you walk through. It is going to be bigger and better than ever. Dead Rise was one of the fan favorites last year, so we think you will love it once again.
I can tell you one thing, if you go through Dead Rise this year and you find yourself walking 2 or 3 steps behind me, let me get a little bit of a head start because they soak me every single time.
Oh, it's time to talk about me, children!
Woo!
Yes, well, we have expanded our footprint. Let me tell you a little bit about the Big Top experience. Would you like to hear about that?
Yeah.
Let me take center stage. Excuse me, Sharon.
Don't worry, that's your best side.
Oh.
Have you noticed that the old queen's getting a makeover? Yes. They're giving her a little paint job. Yes, and you won't believe the things that they've excavated and that they're pulling out of her rear. It's Anyhow, the Big Top experience. We are out on the Midway, and we're under a gigantic Big Top where we have a large stage of talent. You can see all my freakies and all their various acts. And you will also see the circus maze backed by popular demand. Yeah. And of course we've brought back the infected ball pit by popular demand.
Yeah.
Yes, they're still finding balls all over the queen. They've extracted several out of her rear. Yes, and then if you go outside, you will find the slider show on the Monster Midway, the Slider Olympics. It's a slider-palooza. Do I have any of my little sliders here today? Any of my freakies? Oh yes, representing! Yes, they put themselves in death's door. They all have scabby knees and oozy faces. They're delightful. And then inside there's bars, and more bars. How original!
Wait, are you saying inside the maze there's a bar?
Yes, there's a bar. There's a secret bar. And then there's even a cue bar. Why did the ghost go to the bar? For the booze!
Wah, 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 wah.
These are the jokes, children. Alright, enough about hooch. Let's get back to the horror. Shall we?
You brought this upon yourself. Don't shake your head.
My voodoo priestess is back with her minions this year, and she's presenting a state-of-the-art fire show. Yes, you'll be amazed. And get a big cup of alcohol and stand right next to the fire show. Singe your nose hairs off. And then, of course, I already spoke about the Slider Olympics. You must come and see. And what else do we have in store under the Big Top experience?
Ariel.
Oh, the aerial show! Yes, I'm so concerned with the groundlings, I forget to look up sometimes. We have those aerialists. They're just so freaky, and they forget to let go. They have some issues, children. But you must come see them in their fabulous unitards, doing some wonderful acrobatics above the cubes. They will entertain everyone while you're waiting for the Big Top experience. Will you be there?
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
We have an entire stage devoted to aerial this year, so there will be an aerial performance once every half an hour all through the season, so it's going to be fantastic to watch.
Yes, and I might do a few songs as well on the big stage, a little karaoke.
Woo! Yeah.
Oh, the sinister swings! Yes, they're so rickety and dangerous. We just keep waiting for one of them to let loose and people catapult across the sky. We call it the vomit comet. Yes, take a ride and take our chances. Sheldon. This is my boyfriend, Steve Sheldon. Isn't he adorable?
Ow!
You've been working out, Steve.
You know,
Yes, well, we have a very rigorous repertoire, so you have to work out, don't you?
trying to keep up with you.
I lost my hair. How's my hair? Do I have hair?
Hot hair.
Steve, did you just flex your muscle then when you did this whole...
That was all natural.
I totally caught that. Sly. Captain sees all.
On to Intrepid. So Intrepid this year, completely reimagined, new location, completely new footprint, new design. Again, bigger, better, more scares.
In my opinion, there should only be one master on the ship, not the Iron Master. And you know those Scots, they're so conceited, they think they invented dirt. But I do like a good moldy scotch, don't you, sweet Charity? She likes the cocktails.
I like my scotch. I think something that's going to be great this year about Intrepid is off the ship, so there's not a master on the ship.
All right. Well, acquiesce to that.
Is that the maze goes on another journey. Last year we introduced Intrepid to you, which is the origin story of how the ship was built. And this year it will literally depart the station on a journey up through Scotland. So I think we've got a lot of new monsters and a lot of new scares around every corner. So this is going to be a really exciting maze for us this year too.
So all of this we've talked about so far is all just outside. We've got 3 mazes, we've got 3 stages, we've got sliders and street monsters all over the place, her beloved bars. Let's go on board the ship and talk about some of our mazes and experiences on the ship. The first one being Panic, our 4D experience, which is back this year.
Back and better than ever.
And the crowd goes wild. The apathy just hit me like a wave.
You know, darling, you remind me of an old sea shanty. It's called, What Do You Do With a Drunken Sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? Toss the seaman out!
We have so lost control.
What else do we have?
I'm sorry, Mr. West, I told you I'd behave, but I'm a little ribald.
Aren't you regretting not giving us a script this year?
Yes!
Yeah.
We need a new writer. Okay, Soulmate is back. The story
Captain.
of Graceful Gale.
Captain, your girlfriend's back.
Right, look at her. Looking lovely. It says intensified. What does that mean?
Hopefully she
Hussy.
hasn't been drinking.
Intensified is a theme, an underlying theme throughout the entire event this year. We really wanted to make it more intense, make the scares more intense, make the mazes more intense, take the storylines to the next level, and really make everything a bit more engaging for the audience. So I think you'll really enjoy it.
One of the great things about Dark Harbor is a number of us have been doing it for a number of years now, so we sort of have this wonderful sense of family and team. And one of our core team members was not able to come back with us this year because she had a baby last year and is being a mom this year. So we have a new production designer who's been taking her talents to everything, and sort of everything's getting a little bit of a new twist on things. So it's very exciting for all of us to be working with her and also to be working with all of our same team again. It's really kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. We're advancing all the stories. I mean, most of you know all of our main characters are Evil 8. And this year you're going to learn how they've been wreaking havoc a little further along in their afterlife. So we're looking to push the story forward. So you're going to see more story inside the queue lines, hopefully a lot more inside the mazes as well. But we really want to deliver, a more intensified scare for you guys this year.
Woo!
And the fact that most of our characters are truly based on real stories and real people who have perished aboard the ship and the spirits that live on.
You and your girlfriend.
He's dreamy, isn't he?
I love her.
Oh my god, get a room.
So the fact that they're all of our
We'll go to room B340. We'll have a great time, won't we?
Woo!
the fact that most of our characters are really based in true stories and true people who unfortunately perished aboard the ship just makes it that much more real and that much more intense, and I think it gives us a lot more that we can do with the stories.
we're getting into an area now that should be very exciting for you guys because the rest of the ship are taking some paths into the ship that we haven't been in before. I accidentally am going backwards, too fast, backwards too slow. Thank you. So B340.
You're drinking, David.
I think it's contagious. B340 is going to be taking a new pathway this year that we haven't been in before. So you guys are going to be seeing parts of the ship that you've never been in before. So it's going to be really, really exciting. And likewise, there we go. Lullaby is doing the same thing. Lullaby is about half of it might seem somewhat familiar to you, but the other half of the maze this year is going to be areas you've never gone in before. And Scary Mary's growing up a little bit this year and getting a little bit darker. So it's going to be really fun to see what she's wreaking havoc with.
I'm excited to see that maze path. I mean, it took us months to kind of craft what this new maze path is. It's really easy to get lost in the bowels of the ship. So we're excited to show you some places that most people will never see.
These are areas that have never been accessible to Dark Harbor guests ever before in several of our mazes. So it's been a challenge for our build team actually this year, going through and going, all right, oh my God, nobody's walked through these corridors probably in decades, and trying to make them build them up and make them what they need to be a part of this incredible maze. This has been a great experience.
We're all extraordinarily grateful to Queen Mary for allowing us to do that and to
Give it up for the old girl!
Yeah, we should mention that we work really closely with the ship's historic advisor, the city, and with the management to make sure that everything that we're doing is not disturbing anything original. Any original parts of the ship are not disturbed. If there are original pieces, we build over them. We build a facade over them so we're not causing any damage. So we take great care to make sure that this ship is protected, that the asset is protected.
Save the queen.
But when we told you that there was more, there is more because this year we're adding a fourth maze on the ship.
What? Did I approve of this?
You have veto power. Do you want to veto it? Okay, so
There has never been 4 mazes on the ship.
It's taken us 3 years to get approval for this fourth maze, so we're really excited about it.
I told you during the makeover, they got into some crevasses and some areas of the old queen that they never saw before. And they found the most fascinating things.
Steve, you talked a little bit before about the notion of the origin stories and the real stories of what happened. What was the story that teed up this maze for us?
So, who here knows that someone, a kitchen staff member, was actually burned alive on the Queen Mary when she was sailing? Does anybody know that that's a fact? That's real?
Isn't
it's
that a
real.
delightful story?
Way to bring down the crowd, Steve.
This is
An uplifting story.
So, back when the ship was sailing, as the story goes for our newest maze, back when the ship was sailing, one of the chefs in the kitchen was a little bit cantankerous, not very well liked, and decided that he was going to start sedating people with their food, putting things in their meals, and then he would go around and collect them at night, chop them up, and put them in the next day's meal.
I went to one of his dinner parties. It was delightful. You know, he served clowns that night, and I took one bite and I said, "Does this taste funny to you?"
Oh, no, I had stopped drinking, but I'm gonna start again.
Ringmaster Sippy Cup, so we have one time.
This chef got away with his sinister deeds for a while until he was found out. And the sailors who found him out threw him into a standing oven that actually exists on the ship and burned him with the intent to burn him alive. His kitchen staff found him before he perished in the oven, and loyal to him, they pulled him out. Unfortunately, he didn't survive.
You know, it was the best parlor trick I've ever seen at a party. I don't encourage you to try it at home, however.
So ever loyal to Chef, they sacrificed themselves by putting themselves in his oven killing themselves, and they have become his evil henchmen who now haunt the ship with Chef
In
in our
feast.
Feast.
Sorry.
I think what's creepy and unnerving is that he literally serves the living to the dead. That's why you've been to his parties.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. It's a little twisted.
I like the fact that we finally have a monster that's useful to me because I could really go a cheeseburger right now.
Do you smell something burning?
Smells like a cross between baby poo and burnt dog hair. What is that?
It definitely smells well done.
What is this, a pantomime? He's behind you. I'm turning around, I've felt that trick before.
Something that's really cool about this particular maze is that it's really interactive. You may or may not find yourself in an oven. You may find yourself in cold places or hot places or be lurking about. He's always lurking about behind every corner. So we're really excited, A, to show you a part of the ship that has never been seen before, but also to introduce you to this new creature. He's not new, he's just new to us and to Dark Harbor.
And like all of our other mazes, one of the things that we're really well known for is we've got long mazes that are stocked full of monsters. So this will be no exception. It's a really wonderful long maze that takes you on a great journey.
It's so interactive, you may actually find yourself cooking for all the guests on board. It's cheap labor for us all.
Nice man bits.
And we're going to be taking some Q&A in a couple of minutes, so if anybody wants to ask us any questions, there's going to be microphones at the front of each aisle over here. What else do we have in store for you guys this year? Our costume ball is back on Halloween.
Costume ball is
It's a
back.
must come. Big cash prizes, aren't there?
There are thousands of dollars in cash prizes. This is still, I believe, the only haunt in Southern California where you can dress up and wear your costume for Halloween. So we have a huge Halloween bash every year. It's bigger and bigger every year, and we'll have another special guest hosting it as well.
Can I actually tell a little story about the costume ball?
Yeah?
Those of you who know me, because a couple of people applaud, so I assume we have a couple of friends out there. I'm loath to admit when I'm wrong about anything because it happens so often. But one time that I was really wrong was several years ago. The producer came and asked us to do a costume ball, and I, in typical David Wally fashion, stomped my feet and said, "Absolutely not. It's a horrible idea."
We had to give him a timeout.
They had to put me in timeout. I had heard from other people that people had tried this in other haunts, it couldn't work, blah, 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 blah. And my friend over here, Steve Sheldon, said, "I'd really like to give it a try, and I'd really like you to trust me." And I did, and he was right, as he always is. And it's ended up being one of our most popular features. So kudos to you, Steve, for telling me I was wrong.
Taking a chance. It has turned out to be one of our most popular nights at Dark Harbor, so it's a great thing about this year.
Children, there are also parameters, so make sure you look at the rules on the website before you visit. I adore social media, don't you? Yes. Will you make sure that you Google it and that you go on the big book of faces and let everyone know what we're doing in Dark Harbor?
Yeah.
I like the fact that you said that Steve convinced you. It was more like he just showed you his guns and went, "Skadoosh!" And you went, "Okay, Steve, I'll do whatever you say."
Skadoosh, that's correct.
Right.
He said skadoosh 3 times.
Gave you 2 tickets to the gun show and you just went putty in his hands.
Correct.
So let me get this straight. We have more mazes,
Yes.
more monsters,
Yes.
more booze,
Yes.
and now we have more nights than ever before too.
Wait, I had a drinking game. I was going to take a slug every time someone said more.
More.
And what Charity is referring to is we are actually staying open one day past Halloween last year, and we're going to close it off with a big party for Dia de los Muertos. And
Bring out the dead!
Yep, we're bringing back Dia de los Muertos. I think it's going to be a fantastic night. We'll have a parade and a whole bunch of great things in store to celebrate.
And one of the things I look forward to, we didn't have it last year because the date didn't land within our dates, but our incredibly talented makeup department redoes all of our characters that are out on the street in Dia de los Muertos, make up the candy skull faces, and it's really, they're like works of art. So I always look forward to that every single year. So lots to do.
And it's another costume ball.
It's
as well.
there you go.
Another
Second
costume
costume ball, Dia de los Muertos. So come in costume 2 nights in a row.
ball. So do we have enough? Do you think you're gonna come this year?
We need,
See you there, too.
but there's one more party this year, and it actually starts tonight.
1 hour.
Right across the way. Sinister Circus over at Queen Mary starting at 8 o'clock tonight. So
The official after party for Midsummer Scream. Hopefully you have your tickets. I think we're nearly sold out.
Yes, will you sing and dance for me, children?
Yeah.
The event is officially sold out, but we have made a very limited quantity, 50 to be exact, 50 tickets available at the gate. So
Right.
if you don't have your tickets and you want to go, I suggest you leave
Right.
now.
Why did the handkerchief dance across the table?
Oh, just
It had a little boogie in it.
And with that, do you have any questions from the audience?
If you can make your way to the microphones that are on either
and maybe
side.
we could bring the house lights up to half so that we can see everybody. They can see where they're walking. We can see the questions.
Be careful of my friend who's
One other
lurking
thing.
about.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Last year, and I asked you, Captain, if you were the police Gale. Do you remember me?
Oh, I remember you, yes. And your father came and caught me on tape, and I told you it was complicated. Where were you? I was looking for you last year.
I was alive. And I was
You were
with
stuck
you.
in a line.
Yeah.
That's rare for Dark Harbor. I'm shocked.
Captain, didn't I warn you about those videotapes?
Yeah, I know.
I don't have a question, I just want to say that I love both of your hats.
Thank you, darling.
Welcome.
Thank you for your fandom.
One other thing, while we wait for the next person to ask a question, is there is a sale that has launched as of the end of this for the rest of the night. If you go to the website, you can get tickets for 50% off. So that is from now till midnight.
Does anybody have any more questions for Ted?
Hi. So this is actually going to be our first time here. Super excited, by the way. One thing that I wanted to ask you, you guys put a lot more like emphasis on the story and the characters, and that's one thing that I never really liked from like other places is how it was like spooky and scary, but there was never any story behind the horror, and that's what makes horror so great, is the lore. So why do you guys choose to focus so much on the characters? Is it because it's lacking in like other places, or?
It's not a reaction to other events, I can tell you that. There's a couple of things that make Dark Harbor very, very special. One is that what nobody else can do, just because they don't have the same footprint that we do, is we have the best backdrop ever, because we have that beautiful ship right behind us. And not only is it a backdrop, but it's a set. We get to go on board the ship and tell stories that are based on real things that happen on the ship. So I think that is part of it, that we have a very sort of compact thing that allows us to keep our guests immersed in the story, and we have wonderful lead characters that can help tee that up and help people understand what's going on. The other piece I would say to you is this is my 8th year doing it, I've never approached it from my work with the actors of thinking that I'm directing a haunt. I've always felt like I was directing a gigantic piece of immersive theater where we're taking the guests and we're taking the performers and we're having them interact in the same physical space. So it's been great to see other places like Sleep No More, and there's immersive theater all over Los Angeles that's really just wonderful, and I think it's the most exciting form of theater right now, and we're so privileged to be able to do it at the Queen Mary.
And if I could add to that too, is that the Queen Mary itself is one of the 10 most haunted places in America. So we're just lucky enough to already have backstories that we didn't even have to make up. They were already there. And so these wonderful people just created stories around the legends that were already on board the ship. So I don't think you really decided to come up with the stories, they were just there.
No, she truly is a hotbed of paranormal activity, the old girl.
She really is. She's also the only one of her kind left on the planet. So, we kind of feel...
Save the queen.
Save the queen. We also feel like it's our duty just to kind of further the story, keep her at the forefront of everybody's minds, and kind of pay tribute to our history while also having a kick-ass time doing it.
Exactly.
See you on board the ship, darling.
Thank you.
Did you have a question over here, sir?
Yes, right First of all, Captain Moore.
More.
Moore.
He said
Oh, you said you have the drink there, Johnny?
Sorry, yes, I'm sorry, yes.
Drink there, thank you. Anyway, the real question is actually, when you guys are actually building bases on the ship itself, where do you find the line between too much and too little? Because like you've been saying, you have something that's a natural backdrop that in and out of itself is extremely terrifying and perfect for these haunted experiences. So how do you guys walk that fine line?
Well, as you've seen from us on stage tonight, there's a real fine line between too much and too little.
Nothing succeeds quite like excess.
There are the opportunities for guests to just tour the Queen Mary and to just see it without entertainment overlaid to it. So that exists for guests to be able to do all year round. But at the end of the day, we are throwing a party. We are throwing a big theatrical event. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to provide great guest experience for the guests from the minute they walk through the door until the moment that they walk back out. And some of that takes place out on the streets and some of it takes place in mazes. And we try to just figure out what the best moment-to-moment experience is that we can deliver to the guest. And sometimes we give them the opportunity to get immersed in some of the production design, some of it's just enjoying where they are on the ship, and then sometimes it's scaring the shit out of you.
I think also we take, the beats that we focus on are trying to, like David said, immerse you into an experience that's highly designed. But some of those negative space beats are really important to us too. So that you have moments where you're just having a moment maybe by yourself in the middle of the bowels of the depths of the ship. Not
My favorite kind of moment.
with bowels.
And then with my bowels.
You'll find yourself walking above the boiler room or over a suspended bridge where you can just look at like this
Be in awe
gorgeous
of it.
awe of the space. Yeah, it's wonderful.
So I think our designers are really good at kind of marrying the two, kind of highlighting what is already existing, but also beefing it up here and there for the extra scare.
Did somebody have a question over
Thank
here?
you.
Yeah, so you mentioned that Dead Rise was kind of a new path, and you just mentioned about the spectacles on the streets. So is Dead Rise still going to have the exit into the streets that everyone can sort of enjoy as
Who would take that away from you? That would be cruel.
Well, thank you.
I believe you actually enhanced it this year, haven't you?
We have.
What
It
did
actually.
we add at the exit of Dead Rise? Is that?
Was it a bar?
How original! I'm stunned. Blow me over with a feather. I can't believe it. Another bar.
On behalf of our army of monsters, one of the things that makes Dead Rise so fantastic is the performers that we have in there who are so committed to that maze and to their performance that moment that he was referring to in the maze is really it's nobody else's. It's a tribute to nobody else other than the guys that are working there at the end. They're fantastic.
Yeah, our monsters are amazing. So I feel like every year they give us a new beat that we try to highlight.
Yeah, and we're very happy to have a bunch of our monsters back from last year. We have some wonderful monsters coming back from years past. And
He wasn't talking about you.
And we also have a lot of new, exciting new monsters. We just had auditions 2 weeks ago that we're very excited
Yes,
about.
we loathe them all and we torture them equally.
Sir, did you have a... I'm sorry, Steve, go ahead.
It's for the ringmaster. I just want to confirm that you did say there's a secret bar in your maze, because we tweeted it out, so if it's not true, it's too late. But I just wanted to confirm you did say that.
David, we're going to have to build that secret bar now. Did I say something wrong?
We do have a secret bar.
Ixnay on the fixnay. We do have a secret bar.
I'll delete it. It's okay.
There's actually...
And I'll meet you later and tell you what the secret is.
My wife's not here, so let's go for it.
It has to do with the ball pit.
There is a secret bar. We just can't tell you the secret of how to get into it. You'll have to figure that out on your own. But there is one more secret bar.
There are two secret bars. One in Feast and one in Circus. So look out for social media and other things in the event to help you find your way to them.
And beyond the secret bar and circus, there's also another couple of fun little things to do in that little detour through that maze. So when you guys go through circus, make sure you take that little adventure.
Or maybe take your way through Circus more than once so you can get to it.
That's right.
And if you do see my friend the chef wandering around, be careful! He's always looking for some new appetizers.
Chef is here?
Sir, did you have a question?
Welcome back, you guys. You know, okay, first of all of this news is amazing. Thank you so much. More booze, yes please. Thanks. And, Captain. What? Right on.
Yeah.
David, Charity, Steve, awesome to see you guys back up on the stage. But something, I don't know. Okay, so last year, okay, 2 years ago, the ringmaster, you looked fine. Last year, something was a little bit off. Was that maybe your cousin Sabrina or something? Or
Is he drunk too?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, darling, I already told you I've had a makeover. I've had some work done. Yes, I was on the bench. I mean a beauty retreat. And I've been tweezed and squeezed and tucked and plucked, and I'm ready to be entertaining.
If you paid for that, I hope you get your money back.
I already did.
Thank you, Norman. Will I see you at the disco ball tonight? Yeah, save a dance for me. You'll be amazed at how much younger and skinnier I look tonight at the ball.
Anybody else have any questions for us?
We really look forward to seeing you at Dark Harbor this year. Come and see what we've done.
Who will be there?
I have to tell you, in all honesty, it's your number 8 for me, and I haven't been this excited about Dark Harbor in years. We're really going to be bringing it to you guys this year. So come on out and check us out. It's going to be a fun year.
Captain, did you see this lovely captainess in the front row? Isn't she delightful? Stand up, darling. Give us a twirl.
Woo!
Show us your little sailor suit. Oh, and look, those graceful gals. Oh, and there's our half-hatch Henry. Yeah.
It's like looking into a really weird mirror.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys
Woo!
in October.
Do something every day that frightens you.